Hello and welcome back to Sunless Sunday, where we sail the Sunless Sea with me, Bardon, and Lady Sakura. Okay, so we had a nice little stop here at Pigmont Isle. We're now going to head off. We're going to go for the Khanate, so just hope that they don't decide to kick our ass before we actually pull in. And I think that the coffee that we're bringing should help us to restore our reputation a little there. It's going to be vital to us, I think. Oh, hi. Let's turn around. Is that a ghost ship? That's one of the ghost ships, isn't it? Pretty sure that's a ghost ship. Well, see you, Mr. Ghost Ship. Or hello, welcome back. Yeah, look, it's not even spotting us. And we're not spotting it, so. Blue lightning crawls leisurely up the funnel, St. Erasmus dancing, the cry goes up. Okay. Yeah, bye-bye, Ghost Ship. The Salt Steps. This is the dominion of the new Khanate, whose ancestors came here long before London fell. Yeah, we need to go up here. This way, okay. Under Ogadai's Bridge. Ogadai's? Need to go under the bridge one way or the other anyway. What I'm going to do as well is I'm going to... Oh, we can't save the game. I wanted to save the game before you went in there, because last time we got run out of town. I think it's here though that we... It's either here or the other one. That's the problem that I can't work out. Where do we go to restore our reputation? Let's pull in. Yeah, let's flee. We lose one heart and one iron. Gain a tail of terror. Okay, perhaps you can lose them in the alleyways and double back to your ship. An unfragrant captain. They're almost on you. In a fit of desperation, you dive through an open manhole into the elaborate sewers of the heart. The white and golds pursue you even there, but the cleanliness of their uniform disinclines them to search as carefully as they might. Still, it is a full 2 days before you dare emerge. In the meantime, you've fought rat crab hybrids, hidden trembling from the maintenance teams, have feasted on the grimmest and slimmest of pickings. When you creep back to the docks, your crew are all but ready to sail without you. Your relief on seeing you is tempered by the appalling state of your person. Okay, 15 terror. Right, so lesson learned, not there. So go to the other one and hopefully restore our name. But we also have someone that the... What's her name? The diplomat lady. Didn't she give us an agent to drop off as well? But I guess we can't drop them off there at the moment. Right, but let's get over here without getting killed. Fingers crossed, as usual. At least not seeing any other ships. Oh wow, this thing keeps coming up, the crawling star. Okay, let's try again. We're fortunate we lose 3 terror. The red wheel. One Zayla claims it resembles a sun, another a Hindu mandala cross. A third suggests the rose window of the Chartres Cathedral. This excites mockery. Nevertheless, the reaction is positive. Okay, good. We like positive. It's a Khan's Glory. Here we are. Coming to pay our respects with some coffee. Hopefully you find it delicious. Okay, stop here. Sleep when you're dead. Okay, Khan's Glory. Offer gift to Leopard. The royal clan of the Khan. The Khan himself has a notorious weakness for coffee, and his court follows suit. Okay. A long afternoon, you meet with the effusive officials in a room of blue glass and pierced porcelain. You supply the customary compliments and courtesies. While he nods complacently, finally you present a sample of the coffee. The official comes suddenly awake, inhales the scent of the coffee, glances regretfully at the porcelain screen behind him. A watcher? He bows to you 3 times, then sends you on your way. Okay, let's offer another one. Could offer a gift to the Timon as well. Let's do that. Before favorite leopard. Oh, we can do it with Timon though. That's us up to 4, so then they can intercede on our behalf. Yeah, ask the Timon contacts to intercede with. No, we don't need to intercede with Leopard, do we? Yeah, so we need to bring 10 more sacks of coffee for this. Well, we can do this at least. Feed the case of Timon. Timon clan, long control the white and gold, the loyalty service who watch Kaganines and foreigners alike. If they are convinced your intentions are good, they may be lenient. Okay, let's do that. The steel chamber. 2 masked functionaries hear your request. They confer briefly. One of them marks the paper in front of him. They wait for you to leave. You lost 3 menace. Okay, new total 18. Tread carefully. You should visit Khan's Glory to petition the Timon clan for mercy. So we still have to bring more stuff for them, I guess. Yeah. So we get more giant pearls. That's what we should do. And we should bring more coffee there as well. Okay. So now let's get ourselves out of here. And we're going to go down to Khan's Shadow. So let me think. Yeah, we're going to go Khan's Shadow, down to Mangrove College, across the Visage, down to the Isle of Cats, then across, probably to actually King Eater's Castle, then up to the Shallonate, Ace to Val, Fathom Hold, King's Hold, and then see where we are when we get there. Although, as always, we probably won't follow the route that I set out, but that's the route I want to follow. Right, so at least we know as well that go to Khan's Glory first. Get ourselves back in the good books here. And then try and make the most of things. Excuse me. So under the bridge we go. On the horizon, a sickly yellow light glimmers for a moment, then fades. Okay, I want to stick close to, I guess you call it land, more like pontoons, isn't it? Just for the whole tower thing. And get ourselves across here. Now we have to be mindful as well of how much fuel we burned to get here already, because we started out with 47, didn't we? So we can't, we can't be going too far. And that's the thing, is that sometimes I think about it and I think, oh yeah, on my old ship, like we only had like 15, 15 or maybe like at the most 20, 22 or so fuel, and we were able to go all over the place. But this ship consumes more fuel than the other one did, so that's something to be very careful of, because otherwise kind of my instinct would lead me wrong. Okay, let's spend time in bed. It really is where you should be. Time the healer. The sounds of the ship at sea, the toll of the watch bell. Your eyes drift closed. We lose one supply, but we have one wound. At 3 wounds we'll die. Okay, good. I'm glad we did that then, because otherwise we were screwed. Let's now compile a port report. Conniving, debauching, speechifying, drinking, singing, speeching, poeting, now and then a drunken duel, very occasionally a savage ritual murder. Okay, thank you for that. Now we're not going to do this one because we need to keep our hunting trophy, but we know that we can bring another one at some stage. So let's get going. Yeah, so we want to go Mangrove College next. So kind of in that direction. At this stage, I'm thinking that we're probably going to run out of fuel at some point in this voyage, because we don't have money to buy any, and we're burning pretty quickly. The mist of the sea of autumn get into the eyes, the heart. It is not unusual to find yourself in unsuspected tears. Nothing wrong with tears. Belch of smoke goes up from the funnel. It's weird though, like being a guy and growing up when I did, how long it took me to realise that, like, that there was nothing wrong with crying. It wasn't like, you know, a weakness. It was just being human. I'd say today's session has been great. Really enjoyed, you know, a nice long session in the game again. Because recently I've been kind of at the point where I'm just about keeping up with my videos, so I'm kind of playing things, you know, in a kind of more biddy way. So recording 1 or 2 episodes in a row of something and then switching to another game, and it's kind of hard then to. It's hard to get into the kind of the world of the game and immerse yourself. But today I've done pretty well. Like, this is my, I think, 9th episode I recorded today of this, and then I'm probably going to do at least 1 more before I finish, or maybe it's the 10th, somewhere around there. Anyway, Mangrove College. Okay, pick up a passenger. Each one can be merry as possible. Gather supplies, though, I think is the way to go. But let's first of all compile the port reports. Sages, scholars, philosophers, naturalists, poets, dreamers, here to pursue their rarefied ideas in a land of muddy fecundity. All should be well. The thinkers of the Mangrove College continue their untroubled and sedentary existence. New schools of philosophy are born and die like bubbles. Extraordinary poetries are written in water. The occasional retired pirate tries and fails to get invited to sonance. Okay. Let's pick up a passenger. The Mangrove College is named for its scholars and philosophers. They have long abandoned civilized comforts for the life of the mind. Sometimes they want those civilized comforts back. A checkered character. The principal's Port Cecil, black and white and silver, please. Take me there, sooner, later, it doesn't matter. I know how complex the moves can be. Okay, cool. Then let's gather some supplies. You don't have time to stop and rest, but you can gather plenty of supplies. College members will grumble, but there's enough to go around. Wonderful things. Your crew strips a stretch of shoreline bare. It'll have burgeoned again by next week, no doubt. Okay, and then we are going to leave and check the map. So we're going to go Visage, so we need to turn around. Visage, Port Cavendish, and then across, yeah. So we need to turn ourselves and head up this way. Right, so she wants to go to Port Cecil, which is up this way, isn't it? Yeah, there's there. So maybe that's going to be later. Something we should actually be doing as well is we should be checking the shops. Because I haven't been checking the shops because I'm thinking, oh, we don't have any money for shops. But the thing is, we do have stuff that we could maybe sell at said shops. And then that could give us the cash to then trade some other stuff. Distant bells. Distant bells indeed. Although they sounded pretty close to me. Excuse me. Right, so hit the light to help us with the tower a little. Then break up north. Yeah? Yeah, that's the way to do it. Okay, so we're in there. Let me just make that seems like the right angle. Let's head off a bit and then we'll check after a while. Azalea raises her head, sniffs sharply, blood in the wind, on the wind. And as always, hope it's not our blood. Okay, now we can check. Right, so now we can level off. We need to dip south just a little. Make sure we clear the jetty. The false stars above are feral, amber, like tiger's eyes. Stand for the expanse, named for one who lost his child to cats. The air trembles. A breath of change passes. Okay, let's pop in here. Visage. Let's get a port-to-port. A departing merchant gives you a confused account of crocodiles and honeycakes, and something above ear blockage? About ear blockage. To this you add your own impressions about the street layout close to port and the types of commerce here. When the lights are especially bright, it is possible to make out the details of the profile of that great stone face. Okay, now let's go ashore. Okay, let's check in the custom house. Let's then choose the locust mast. Moon moth settles the locust mast over your head. The eye holes are covered with a thin gold film through which valuable objects gleam more brightly. May you find happy harvest, says Moon moth. Then when you have partly turned away, it double knots the ties of its purse, as though you're likely to pick its pocket. It doesn't know you can see it. Okay, let's visit the flood court this time. The flood court is a long stone room with two ranks of columns on each side. Currently, the court is ankle deep in water, though water stains on the stones show that the flood has often reached higher, sometimes up to the height of your waist. In a raised niche far in the room sits a statue of a man with the head of a ram. He holds a jar from which water flows out onto the floor. Okay, let's try gathering coin from the floor. Apparently, people use it as a wishing well. Take. You wade into water and begin gathering coins. People watch you from behind their masks. Moonmot looks uncertain. You're playing the role of locust flawlessly, but these are sacred. You hesitate for just a moment. Your will wavering, and that's enough. The others rush you and drive you out, but you are not made to leave the city at any rate. Okay. Let's trade masks with Moonmoth. It is keen to go. It draws you aside into a closet in the customs house. Had enough of visage, it tells you frankly. Here, you take my mask and pretend to be me, and I'll trade the visitor mask and get on some departing ship. Get my life back. Its face. No, now you see, her face is aging but unlined. a lifetime of never needing to use a facial expression. Okay, let's visit the house of the chief geomancer. It is understood to be an honour. Lines in wet ground. Each morning the man in the covered mast draws lines in the mud, flat with a pointed steel rod. This apportions to each inhabitant a small trapezoidal area from which to harvest mushrooms and to scrape salt. No plot is ever preserved from one day to the next. This man is the chief geometer, the keeper of directions, master of land measures and sea measures. Okay? Let's try bringing a poem concerning snakes. Mixed results. He appears to be pleased by this gift, but it takes him aback as well. Several times he remarks that this sort of merchandise is something he would expect to be brought to the island by a bat. It requires a great deal of chittering and wing folding to persuade him of your moth nature. Okay? Let's visit the Temple of Apis. The wounded god. In the center of the temple is a black bull with a white diamond on its face. It is tied in place with heavy ropes, and it is wounded in the thigh. From this wound it bleeds copiously, without dying. Okay? Let's collect some of the blood for ourselves. Perhaps it is a holy relic. Perhaps it could be sold as one to unsuspecting buyers elsewhere. The priests don't prevent you, but they aren't precisely pleased either. In fact, they are highly suspicious of why Moonmot would want such a thing until you explain that you need it to educate some especially ignorant and impious visitors. Then they let you go ahead. Okay, we got one outlandish artifact from that. Let's visit the side of the face. The stone cheek of flourishing of years is visited as a pilgrimage by the inhabitants of Visage, and if you are in good favour, you too may go. At the proper time, you must of course wait until your work with this day's crop of frogs and locusts is complete. It would not be suitable to bring them along. Okay? Okay, let's try this one. Offer instructions to the frog to find its way up here. That's the sort of thing Mott would have done to you. Credible on both sides. You tell the frog a partially true story about how this face was carved. The frog replies with an amplified belch and a story he'd heard about the sphinxes, known as salt lines. It's really a very good frog. Okay, so we gain 1 visage expertise in parts, new total 7, aware of higher rolls, and then we gain 10 fragments. Okay, enter the Hollow of the Year. So, this is going to be fun. On the lower slope, stone buildings, flat roofs, archways. In the architecture, there lingers a memory of lotus and palm frond. The hill above is a face, forever looking up at the ceiling of the Untersee. No one inhabits its cheeks or the hollows of its eyes. Okay, so let's go into the year. It is a place of still greater pageantry. A proud nose. It is a festival day. The great stone face has been illuminated from forehead to chin with blazing torches, so that the profile is visible from the side more clearly than you have ever seen it. Flourishing of years is awake, says the gentlest figure in the crocodile mask. All the denizens of Visage are walking towards the ear together. There is a place in the procession which belongs by right to the wearer of your mask. Let's fall in line with the others. How else will you discover what lies within? Among your own, you go as though you were truly one of them. You carry nothing with you but your mask and your costume. May your heart be as light as a feather, says the woman in the lotus blossom mask, as you fall into line behind her. The road you follow leads up through switchbacks, along the side of the face, and finally to the ear of flourishing of ears, into the cave that is her ear. The tunnel bends back on itself, and all lights have now been extinguished. There is nothing to guide you but the hand of the person behind you, on your back, and the movement of the person in front of you. The one who walks beside you wears a bat mask. Fortunately, the floor of the tunnel is very smooth and presents no stumbling blocks. Sound carries strangely in this place, however. Sometimes you cannot hear your own footsteps, and sometimes a breath comes back to you audible from someplace ahead in the line. Okay, let's continue. There's a secret in the dark. In line, the footsteps of the people are steady and synchronized, and you go together. For how many years has this been done? And for how many will it be done in the future? What's your step here? Says Bat Mask to you in an under voice. Its accent is the accent of Wolfstack docks. The floor is about to get squishier. And sure enough it does. Okay, so let's see what we have to do. At last the tunnel opens out. You and all your congregants spread out in the cavernous space. A voice speaks in the darkness. A ritual preparation. Here at the new year, we gather under the one mask of flourishing of years. Her face is turned to the gods. Protected by her mask, we may remove our own. Protected by her script, we may speak outside our parts. Here and there is the sound of people fumbling with ties and strings. Your own face feels different with the mask off. Wait and listen, there are things here to learn, perhaps you could take advantage. Receive the confidence of a stranger as holy. Those who come as spectators may remain as participants. Okay, let's try this. Truths. In the deep shadows you hear things that you will never repeat. They are not the most dreadful of secrets or the most evil things you know, but they are entrusted to you as confessions. You needn't guard your face while you listen, because no one can see you. You needn't scheme about how to use the information, because you do not know whose secret this is. It has no use to you except as a token of connection. We lose 5 terror, we got 1 memory of distant shore, and 50 fragments. That's pretty good. Ritual ends. The hour of confidence is drawing to its end. If there is anything else you need to do, now's the time. Do nothing, let the ceremony end according to proper rites. Okay, last bell. At the end of the hour, there comes a woman with a feather of shimmering silver, which she tucks into your hand, symbol of the innocent heart that will not be eaten by the jackal. Then a bell rings and the time of speech is over. You all begin to put your mask back on. It is possible, you cannot know for sure, that in this cover someone has exchanged a mask with someone else. It is an orderly and perfect line that emerges again from the ears of flourishing of years. If anyone watches from above, they must surely be satisfied. Okay, so we gained 1 captivating treasure and 1 secret. That's pretty good. And then we're going to end our performance and leave the island, and we're also going to end the video. So as always, if you have enjoyed, please consider hitting that like button, sharing with a friend or two, or on your favorite social media, and I really hope to see all of you next time. Goodbye. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe you'll hit the subscribe button there on the right, and check out some other videos here on the left.